Hello Stampers, Deb Valder here. Welcome back to my studio today. I always love having you stop by for some craftiness, and today I'm going to show you how to do a pop-up easel, an easel card that has the die that does all of the work for you. So you've probably seen something very similar to this that I've done. Let me just show you, but it's not the same die. It's a very different die. So this is the die that I'm talking about, and let me show you some of the cards that I've done with this. You all fell in love with this card. You wanted the paper, you wanted the stamps, you wanted the die. This was one of our biggest sellers, and it is absolutely gorgeous. But this is very different than this one right here, and I'll show you as we get going just how different it is. This was another card that I did with that same die. Okay, and here is another one that we've done with the easel, not the easel, but the pop-out card. And I just wanted to show you all of the different cards that we did in this suite. You'll see them on my blog. You'll see them in our YouTube videos. Do you remember this one? Very big hit. Absolutely love this right here. Okay. And then this one was the one I did the video on. It's absolutely gorgeous. So make sure you hop on over and look at the video for this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then here is this one right here. All right, so all of these cards were in the shop and the video. It is done with this oval fold frame and the entire suite. So let me just show you the whole suite that goes along with it. So this is the base, and that's what you need to start with. You need to start with the oval fold frame, and from there you can build all of those cards that I just showed you. So this is the tall curve background. Then we have the Adriana tall curve border, and I'm stressing this tall curve, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Here's the scallop tall curve border. Here is the picket tall curve border. Here is the Adrianna Oval. Now this is the one that looks the same, but it's not. That's the one that's very different than the one we're going to be using today. All right, so here is this little guy right here. This is one whole suite, and they all work together so nicely. And yes, I cut out a whole bunch of them when I do this so that I can work smarter, not harder. And that is that little suite right there. But then we have this new one that I haven't even debuted yet, but I'm going to give you a sneak peek at it. All right. And this one, I don't want you to get mixed up when you're shopping. All right. This is the circle fold frame. Okay. It's more of a square with the round circle in the middle, where the other one was the tall oval. All right. So when you're ordering, make sure you don't get the two of them mixed up. This is the circle fold frame. This is the scallop small curve. Those are the two words I want you to really look at when you're ordering. All right. The small scallop, or the scallop small curve border. This one right here is the small curve background. The lattice small curve border. The Adriana small curve border, and this is one that complements it. This is the Adriana wreath, and this complements that circle. So stay tuned. I don't have the samples done for this yet, but you're going to love what I have so far. So stay tuned for this one. Today, like I said, we're going to be debuting the Adriana pop-up easel card. So I always cut out extras, you know that. This is what it looks like when it comes, all right? So when you get this one, unlike the other ones, you're also going to get, whoops, backwards. You're also going to get the magnetic sheet with it. So there's 6 dies in this one right here, very affordable. When you think of everything that's in here, there's 6 dies in here, and there's so many complementary things that go along with it. Now you can mix and match any of these with any of those ones over there that I just showed you, and like I said, they all complement each other very, very well. But this right here is going to be another suite. All right. So this was a card that I actually did that kind of mimicked the one that was on here, and I just used some of our distressed oxide inks, and I burnished the color in. I added a sentiment, and then when you open up these easel cards, just like a regular easel card, you just put something down there to hold it up, and now it's something that you can leave on your desk that is absolutely gorgeous. And you can look at it all day long and just smile and know that somebody's sent you something very, very special. All right, so that is the easel card, but the die does all the work for you, and I'm going to take you from the beginning to the end on that one. So let me just show you some of the cards that I'm going to do in this suite. Okay, So there is one of them right here. This is another one that I did, and it's absolutely adorable. I took that flower from one of our kitchen sink stamps, and it is that's the one, remember, where I did the iris and it was just different layers. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I took the flower from that and I used it on the circle right here. I used one of the strips and I just stamped part of the words, and then on the inside I did the same thing. I did the words right here, but I only used part of the little strip. So sunny, sending sunny smiles on the way. And then depending on where you put your little stopper, so this one I have up farther, so the card stands up straighter. And for this one right here, it's close to the end, so it doesn't stand up as tall as this one right here. So it's a lot of fun just deciding what and where you want to put things. So for this little guy right here, what I did was they all fit in an A2 envelope. That's just a regular envelope. And then on the outside of it, I stamped our little Happy Mail. And that is our please deliver Happy Mail to. And then you would just type, or not type in, but marker in the name and address of your recipient, put a stamp on it, and you're good to go. So this is Happy Mail from the outside all the way to the inside. I hope you're sending smiles to everybody. All right, so that is done with this little guy and that guy right there. So that's that card. And then we did, let me just move these out of the way. We did, oh, this one I just absolutely love. If you're a purple lover, you're going to love this. So I did a card not too long ago on the big iris, okay? And you all fell in love with that one. And then I added some of the words from our little happy snippets, and I love that one. But look at this card right here. This is the little iris in this stamp set right here with the little stem on it. It is so, so very pretty. And what I did was I took some of my pencils and I just colored in the little inside of the irises, and I'm going to show you how to do this one. And this one stands up so it looks just like this. Isn't that so very, very pretty? Just absolutely stunning. So I did these in the purples because I have a lot of purple iris outside. And then this one, of course, I can't do anything without doing a little shaker card. So this one I decided to do a little shaker card, okay, using that same frame. I did just a thing here. I put a little window in. I added my Prills. And then when it stands up, what's really cool is that all of the Prills go to the bottom, so whoever's watching this on their desk, they can see your beautiful little message. They can see that you are blessed, and you can just absolutely love falling in love with these little Prills. All right, so these little Prills, you can use any color that you want, but to match my papers, you could either use the Seize the Day, S-E-A-S. I love the names of these. And this one is Lettuce, L-E-T-T-U-C-E, Let Us Entertain You. So either one of those two would be perfect for this little card right here. Just match your Prills to whatever cardstock you're going to use, because I think we have 44 of them, 42 or 44 colors of them, and they're just so much fun to play with. Don't be afraid of shaker cards. They're so much fun. But I'll show you how to do that in one of the videos coming up. And for this one, I used the words from Love Language, which is in our shop. This right here, I used the Blessed from this one right here. It's just such a pretty card. And like I said, don't be afraid of the Prills, okay, or the shaker cards. So I'm going to show you, because I think this is very important, and there's a few things I want to point out when you're putting this together. It's so very, very easy, and it's so fast to put together. But like I said, there's a few things I want to show you. And we're going to be using a die that I used in a series, which you all fell in love with, and that was the Floral Squares. All right, so I have a bunch of them cut out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two of them. I'm going to go with the daisy because I just love that one. Not that I don't love the other ones, but I will use the daisy right here. And I'm just going to grab one of the other ones that I have, because we're going to just cut off the square and then save this for another card. All right, so let me just show you the series that I did. And if you haven't seen these, go back and look at all of the videos for these, because again, they just show you different techniques on each card. So here's the first one, done with the little daisy. This one I showed you how to do the alcohol inks, and that was just absolutely a ball to do. And then this one right here used a different die for the frames right here, and I used 2 different flowers from that set because there's 6 of them as total. Here's the rose with our sparkle paper. This one was just a monochromatic card that I used the friend on. And then this one I used our beautiful rose embossing and powder, and I did some watercoloring right here. Used our hello, which I love. This one, Barb Stomaransky in our Stamping Saratoga style did this, and she used our washi tape. Beautiful, beautiful card. This one was another brand new die to the shop, and I did, with these I did pinball cards. And somebody asked me, well, what is a pinball card? If you have a regular window card, a shaker card, you just shape the square that's in there or the circle or whatever you want. But for this one right here, it's actually a pinball card where it's going to go, it can't go straight up and down. It won't go from this window to this window. You have to go from this window to that window to the one on the bottom. All right, and then to get it back up again, you have to go to the middle one and then back up to the top one. And I call it a pinball card. My grandchildren were playing pinball one day, and they just have a little tabletop model, and that's what they were doing. And I said, I can make a card with that. And so that's how I came up with this one right here. It's really kind of neat. So these are the, this is the die that I'm going to use for that. And let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to show you was how to cut out your paper so that you can maximize it. So you're going to take a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. We're going to bring in our cutter, and let's take off the scoring tool. And instead of cutting it directly in half, all right, you can do it and it'll work. But I did it at 4 right here, I went from 4 to 4 1/4, and then I went over to 5/8, just halfway between the quarter and the half mark. You wanted it just a hair bigger because it makes it so much easier when you're cutting it out. So I have my full sheet that is 4 5/8 inch, and it's by 11. We're going to open up this little guy right here and take out the frame. So this is what the frame looks like right here. Now, you can do this on regular plates. And what I mean by that, this right here just barely fits on here. So with my electric machine, I was having a hard time getting it through because it wouldn't catch this little bevel right here. So I'm going to show you how to do it on regular plates. And if you want, you can purchase these plates in our shop. We have the extra long plates in there, but you also need to have an extra long pad. So if you have one that is just the short pad, these long pads aren't going to work with it. So you're going to have to learn how to do it the way I'm going to show you right now. All right. Granted, these right here are the easiest to use, but I want to show you, if you have the short pads, you don't have to go out and buy big pads just to do this card. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. It's going to go onto the short pad right here. I'm going to lay it on, and it just fits. Remember, this is 4 5/8 inch wide. It just fits here. I'm going to butt it right up to the top so that I'm not wasting any of this down here at the bottom, okay? Because I don't like to waste paper. I'm going to butt it all the way up to the top. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to take some of our repositionable tape, and I'm just going to tape it down. And that's kind of important. Not kind of. It is important because you don't want this to move after we take it out. So I'll just put a little piece right there and maybe a little piece right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing over to my Vagabond. I'm going to bring you with me, okay? And I'm going to show you how to cut this out. So it's not going to cut out. I'm going to push this down. Let me just make sure you can see that here. I'm going to push this down so I can see where the beveled edge is right here. But what that's going to do is to make this go off the beveled edge right here. So this would not cut. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back over to here. I'm going to put the top on, and we're only going to cut the first part of this. So let's just bring it through. And I'm not going to go all the way to the end. Let's see if I can get you over a little bit closer. Nope, can't. All right, so when I come back, I only went to right about here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to turn this around. But what I have to do is I have to take and put this part of it so that it is going to cut. So I'm just going to move it up, and that's why I taped this right here, so that we make sure that nothing moves. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to move it down just a little bit, and we're just going to cut the other half of this. I didn't want you to have to go out and buy the extra long plates, but if you can, it's going to make it a whole lot easier. All right, and we only have to do that last part of it. All right, so now let's bring it back over here and bring these back in. And let me just show you how it came out. So when I turn this over, everything comes out nice and cut. You see, everything is cut, and you didn't have to have the extra plates. If you want the extra plates, they're in the shop. If not, that's how you do it. And I think it's very important. Now see, I just cut that off, and I'm going to use that for some scrap paper for the card. All right, so that's the piece that you need, the only piece that you need for the back part of it. And now we're going to do the rest of them. All right, so do you remember that piece? And now I'm going to save these. I don't throw these away. What I do is I put them on here, okay, because it's repositionable tape. You can keep using them over and over and over again until you lose the stickiness on it. All right, so save those, and we'll come back to those at another time. All right, so we're done with this piece. We can put this back onto our magnetic sheet. All right, so here's our back piece. Now what we need to do is to make this piece right here and this piece right here, which is the exact same piece. Now you don't have to have an inside piece. Let me just show you. For this shaker card, yep, I did put one in. Let me see, I'm gonna find one that I didn't put one of them in. Nope, I did on this one too. I like how it makes it a little bit sturdy, but you don't, okay, here's one. So this one right here, I did not put an extra piece on the inside, but I wanna show you how to do that if you decide to do it, because there is a way to line it up, all right? So we're gonna take and we're going to grab some of our, we're gonna grab this white piece right here. Now this is that smaller piece, okay? Because we used 4 5/8 on that side. So this is the smaller piece that was left over. And I'm going to take and grab a piece of my coral paper, okay? And this is the smaller piece also, because I don't throw anything away. And we're gonna cut out 2 of these little guys right here. Okay, so let me just show you again what I'm talking about. So here is the magnetic strip. Here are all of the pieces that we have. We just put this back on here, but the next piece that we're going to use is this one right here. This is the outline to this little guy right here. All right, so I want to take and I want to cut out one coral one and one white one. All right, so I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. All righty, so here are the 2 pieces that we cut out. And I cut them both out from this outline. So let's bring this back in here again. We're going to put this back on here. Whoops. And there is a right side up and a wrong side up. And that's why I wanted to show you just the basics of this right here. Okay. So those are the 2 pieces that we've already used. Let's set this aside for just a moment and kind of recap what we have. All right. Let me just take, because we're going to use this paper, scrap paper. So far we have the base right here. We have one of these background outline, and then we're going to use one for the inside also. All right, and then this is all scrap paper. Now what we have to do is to take this scrap paper right here that we have left over, and we're going to cut out our beautiful piece right here. So let's take and do that right now. All right, so here we have this piece right here. Okay. And let's just grab these little guys right here. And I think that's just about it. There isn't a whole lot of waste. Okay, and this piece we can throw away. That was all scrap paper. Remember, we're not wasting any paper at all. And that is what we have right here. So we have all of these pieces right here ready to go. So you need one of these. This is optional. That's our inside piece. That's optional, but you need these 2 for the frame. That's all you need for these. And then all of the little extras, you can do as many of them or as little as you want. But these right here are kind of like the stoppers. They hold the card up. So it's good to have some of those. We'll cut those in just a minute. But let's just put this all together now. Let's put this back on here. Okay. Now, what's really, really important is that you know what is top and what is bottom. So let's grab our crease tool right here, found in the shop, okay? You're going to take, and you have two creases. You have one right here and you have one right here. So we're going to find the right side and the wrong side, and you know that there is a right side and a wrong side because of the way it's cut. We're going to take this and we're going to fold it down like this and crease. And then this one is going to go in the opposite direction, okay? So you're going to have one valley fold and you're going to have one mountain fold, okay? Now, the next thing that you're going to do is if you try to line this up like this, okay, it doesn't work. These line up so perfectly. So you see how when I flipped it over, it lines up perfectly like that? Works every single time. Now, if you're going to do an inside piece, let's do that one first. And the reason I say that is because it's easier to line up these two pieces, easier to line up the top piece if you've got the inside piece done first. So let's find the right sides to this. So this is going to go like this. Remember, if I tried to do it this way, do you see how it doesn't line up? So that's very, very, very important. All right. So let's flip it over, grab our adhesive, and add that to the bottom, okay? Now, the reason I'm doing this one first, you're going to see in just a minute. Now, because this is a movable card, I want some extra heavy-duty tape, and I'm going to use, you can use the 1/8 inch. We've got this, and I love this for little skinny jobs, but we're going to use our standard 1/4 inch tape right here, and that's our double-sided white tape right here. It's Tearable tape. And what we mean by that is you put it on and you don't need scissors to cut it. You just take and tear it. I want you to put it close to the seam, not the edge right here. I want you to put it close to this seam right here. And then we're just going to take our picky tool right here and lift it up. All right. So now we've got that sticky. Now what I want you to do is to take your white piece, which is right here. Make sure you've got it going in the right direction. You don't want it going in the wrong direction. All right, you want it to go in the right direction. Now you'll notice that I'm not going to let this touch that sticky strip yet, okay? Because that is very sticky. What I'm doing is I'm lining up. See how this doesn't line up? See how this is over here? You want to make sure that this is exactly not showing any of the color underneath, and it's going to start right there. You're going to, as soon as you get it lined up, you're going to hold it down, hold it down. Once you get it held down, then you can push it to that sticky strip right there. And now when you close your card and you put it into your happy envelope, let me find my little happy envelope. When you go to put it in your little happy envelope, everything will line up perfectly. All right. So when the recipient takes it out, they pop it up and that is perfect. Okay, so let's add this piece right here, and I'm going to do that with some of our foam tape. Now, this is upside down. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't fit exactly. This thing actually fits exactly. So that's why I like putting this on before we put any of our embellishments on, just to make sure I have it in the right direction. So what I mean by that is you see how those line up there? You see how these line up down here? Now remember, on these cards over here, the ones that you thought were the same, they're not. Let me just grab that, let me just grab one of these out of there again, just to show you that they are very different. First off, this is solid where this one is cut out, okay? But do you see that these don't line up? Okay, no matter which way you turn them, they don't line up. This is different than this one right here, okay? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of our foam squares, and you don't need a lot of them. You could also use our foam tape if you wanted to. I'm using the white instead of the black because I have a white base right here. All right. Throw these down, clean them up with my little and we can add it. So does it go this way? Absolutely. Okay. If you don't believe me, let's try it this way, and it doesn't line up. So let's do it this way right here. I start at the bottom, making sure that those all line up, and then go to the top and line up those little guys, and we are good to go. So there it is right there. So far, so good. Okay. So we've got that already. Let's bring in, I just love these cards. Let's bring in, here they are. let's bring in our little floral squares, okay? We're going to put this one on first, but let's grab our scissors and just cut off this little piece right here. All right, I just want to make sure that there's no little chads there. Okay, and we just got more of these in. They've been selling like hotcakes. We've got 3 different sizes. I love the gargantuan ones. Let me just show you. We've got those, we've got these, and we've got, these are my favorites. I just love how big these are. These are our Holtz Scissors. I just absolutely love them. All right, so we've got all 3 of those in the shop now. And like I said, we just got the, restocked the littler ones. Okay. All right. So now I've got my plain square, and I've got my square that still has the flower on it. I'm going to bring in my workstation. I like to glue on this little thing right here. All right. So what I'm going to do is to put the glue on the back end of this one. And I just love this glue. All right, so you don't even need to really squeeze it. It just, I can't tell you how nice it is. Okay, and I'm just using it on our little workstation. Okay, and adding that to this right here. Okay. And this one I'm making a happy birthday card, so I'm not going to put the hello on it. I'm going to go back and put a happy birthday on it. All right, I'm going to add glue right here in the middle for this one and all around like I did with the other one. Okay, and there. Okay, and then while that's drying, which it only takes a second to dry, we are going to cut out our little stoppers. So again, I work smarter, not harder. Let's move this out of the way because we're done gluing for now. And we're going to take all 3 of these. I'm going to grab some of the scrap paper that was left over from the project, okay? And I always put these, like, I'm only going to use a couple of these, but I'll just use the one white one, but I'm going to have these for another project. So I'm just going to lay them all here. I'm going to run them through the die cutting machine, and I will have them, if I'm running it through, I might as well run them through for all of them, you know, and then just have the extras in my little bag. There we go. Alrighty, so there's that one, and that one, and that one, okay? And let's get rid of that. Okay, and now we just have to decide which one we're going to use. So I used that one for this one. I think I'll use this one because I am going to do a happy birthday on this one. So what you want to do is to make sure that you put foam squares on the bottom of this because you want it to have a lip so that it's a stopper. And you want to make sure that it stops the thing from, see how it's just kind of sliding down right now? Sliding down, sliding down. Well, this is going to stop it like it does right here. All right, let me clean this up. And we've taken these off of here. Just decide, do you want it to stand up really tall? We can go all the way back here, which is what I think I might do. Because like I said, we're going to make this one a happy birthday card. And there it is. There's the difference between, oh, we're not done yet. We've got to add our Prills. Even though it looks pretty just like that, I want to make sure that I add some Prills to it because what is a card without Prills? So let's just grab our crystal glaze right here. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of our little clothespins and lay this flat while I do that because I don't want this running. And add some crystal glaze right here. All right, and then let's get out our coral. These are called Coral Sea, S-E-E. I just love the name of these Prills. Okay, so let's just move this out of the way. Add that, and then just throw our Prills on there like that. There we go. And now our card is done. We just have to let it dry. I really didn't need to go like that. I should have used my spoon, but just call me crazy tonight. Okay, so here's this. I'm going to grab my little pokey thing and just kind of push everything to the middle and just let it dry. Look at how cute that is. And remember, it does fit into our Happy Mail, okay? I colored these with our Nuvo Sparkle markers. They're just gorgeous, so make sure you check those out also. This is just such a fun, easy card. Stay tuned for all of this series, okay? That's going to be this week. It is so much fun. You take care. If you have any questions, get a hold of us. Vicki and I love to answer your questions. You have a great day. Remember to subscribe down below and then click on the little bell so that you know when the next video is coming right away. Hit the thumbs up button. It makes us feel really good. And share it with your friends. Just let them know that Teaspoon of Fun is working for them, and we just love having you stop by the shop. Take care. Have a great day. And thank you again for stopping by.